So you either stand with taxpayers, with voters, with the American people and say taxes are a cost and tax cuts are beneficial and our income, my income that you let me keep, by the way, my income being let me keep. The two different parties, the two different tendencies look at that dollar and the Democrats go, fine, and no, it's yours, it's yours, it's yours, it's yours.
Yeah, I think it's a fundamental thing that we have to talk about every day, that those who look at the government spending and say, we can't touch government spending because, after all, it's helping so many people. And so as a result, we have to look at how much you pay, and the money's ours. We've got 100% of the money. It's how much we allow you to keep. And that perspective versus it's our money, it's how much we're going to allow you to take. That is the fundamental difference between people who have a socialist view of the world and people who have a more libertarian or individualistic view of the world. And one of the things you do so well is you drive that point home. But how can we as viewers, as listeners, really be able to nail that point down really clearly? So when we're talking at the dinner table the next 10 days, we can make it clear that it's your money, it's our money. Take a look at your pay stub, which you don't get anymore, by the way. Take a look at your pay stub. That FICA fellow's taking money. That Medicare's taking money. You got the tax deductions. That's all money coming out that you don't get unless they say you can keep it.
To link it to the socialism, as you were talking, Leonid Brezhnev, one of the last dictators of the Soviet Union, the leader of the Communist Party in the Soviet Union, had something called the Brezhnev Doctrine. And the Brezhnev Doctrine is what's mine is mine and what's yours is negotiable. So when he would negotiate with the Europeans, he'd say, I own Poland, not negotiable. West Germany's with you. We could negotiate over that. And I have Czechoslovakia and Bulgaria and Lithuania and Latvia and Estonia and all of these things under my precious that belong to him. And the left's position was, the Soviet Union's position is, all conquered territories is ours. And the position of the American left is, if we stole it in the past, it's ours now for your tax dollars. So don't tell me you want it back.
That's, I think, the fundamental conversation that when I was a kid and used to stand at a college Republican recruiting table, I would pull out, since most kids didn't work, I'd pull out a $10 bill and I'd say, okay, how much of this do you think, if you worked, how much of this do you think you'd be able to keep? This is before Kemp Roth, this is before all of that. And so it was, in the top tax rate was 70%. And I said, well, if you're a top earner, it's this much, and you got a bill, and so about 30% of it. And oh, by the way, that's only the federal government, what they take. When you talk about the state government, they take another chunk, plus you're paying sales tax, plus you're paying property tax. And by the end of the day, you're getting pennies on your dollar. And ultimately, the single most important thing that happens when a kid gets their first paycheck is they think they're going to get $100 and they discover they got 60. And they want to know who stole the $40 that they had already spent in their mind.
Yep.
So maybe we need to bring back download every kid's pay stub, and so they can actually look at it and say, wouldn't you like to have more of the money you work to earn?
Yes. There was a corporation run by conservatives, which one day said, to get your pay, go get in line in the big auditorium, and they would hand you all of your pay in cash. And then you would go and pay your income tax, and then you'd go and pay your FICA taxes, then you go pay all at the state withholding and so on. Mm-hmm. And the IRS hurried up and got a law passed to never let anyone do that again. They never wanted it to be clear, okay? You have to steal the money for us. Right. Don't they making us the bad guys.
One of the things that the Biden administration has done at the IRS is they have created a system where people who don't itemize their taxes can ask the IRS to actually do their taxes for them. And when you combine the idea of, I don't get a pay stub anymore, it's all online and being dumped directly into my account, and now we've got the IRS doing your taxes for you, the left has been very smart in trying to move away the idea of actually knowing what you're actually paying. And the money you get then is actually, they treat it as if it's a gift to you. Your refund is a gift from the IRS. No, they're giving you back money they stole from you for a year and didn't pay you interest. That's what they did, but that's what they're hiding. And so there's some fundamental changes to try to hide the real cost of taxation from the American people that they've implemented. You don't have to comment on that. I want to bring that up. On unrealized gains, what effect does that have on the family farm?
It certainly makes it awfully difficult to function with a if you are quote unquote land rich and cash poor, if you have a farm where you've invested and have a bunch, it's valuable, but it's only valuable if you sell it and can't farm it anymore. So every year you'd have to sell a little more of the farm out in order to pay the taxes about the increasing value of the land. And then of course, what happens when things go the other way and the value of your property drops because they ran the highway on the other side of town? Are they going to write you a check when your property values go down? They take your money when they go up. They write you a check when it goes down. Really? How's that going to work?
Yeah, we know how it's going to work. It's confiscatory and nothing else. Thank you very much, Grover. This has been enlightening, and I hope people are going to take some of those tips in terms of educating younger people about the impact of taxation.
Hey, Grover, before you go, ATR, tell our listeners and viewers how they could connect with you, read the things you write, find out more about the Americans for Tax Reform.
ATR.org is our website. We have whether people, your congressman, your senator, your state legislators, governor, if they sign the pledge, yes or no, it's all up there in black and white, ATR.org. At Kamalanomics.org, Kamalanomics.org, like Bidenomics, but Kamalanomics.org. We have the list of all of Kamala's tax increases and a video of her saying she's going to raise these taxes again and again and again and again. It's not like she said it once in some offhand comment.
Wow.
It's how she opened her speeches for months.
One thing that you can trust her for is she never says anything once because she only knows about 10 words.
Grover Norquist, again, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on Conservative Commandos. Take care and God bless.
Take care. Bye-bye.
And you are listening to and watching the Conservative Commandos radio show with the Ricks, Rick Manning and yours truly, Rick Trader, coming to you from the My Pillow studios and My Store studios of the AUN TV network. George Parry is going to join us after the break. He's a contributor to the American Spectator. We're going to talk about the submerged Trump vote. Don't go away. We'll be right back with our next guest after this break. And as always, thank you for staying with us. This is the Conservative Commandos radio show. Today you have the Ricks. Rick Manning, president of Americans for Limited Government, and I'm just Rick Trader, coming to you from the My Pillow studios, the My Store studios of the AUN TV network. Hey, Rick, we got a longtime friend of the show joining us today, and please make that introduction.
Hi, folks. This is George Parry, and George is a writer. He's in a lot of different publications. The article that I think we're talking about is in American Spectator.